Listen, man. I don't know what you say to that, but listen, hey, they go for it. And this is weird. It's a weird thing how life works. They did exactly what y'all been wanting them to do. They went for it. You got your sophomore quarterback in the game. Ball been getting batted down the whole game. And that thing. So listen, man. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna pull in here. But listen, let me pay some bills first, man. First off, let me pay some bills. First off, pay some bills, man. Horrible loss. Horrible loss. The boy was fighting back. Rooster showed what he could do tonight. I think 3 touchdowns. Everybody that want to get it started investing, I gotta pay the bills first. The link, we're gonna put the link. We'll pin the link in the comment section. So what I'm gonna do is, man, we're gonna bring the Zoom in here. I'll let y'all tell me y'all got some questions y'all want to ask Manny. If you get lucky, I'll pick a question. Live press conference, you know what I'm saying? If you got a question, put the question in there. If you got a question, put it in there. Think we get Manny. I don't know who we getting yet. But man, that's a tough game. I thought the boy was gonna win, man. But it's like, yeah. Show of hands, man. Show of hands. How many of y'all was rooting for him to win? How many of y'all was rooting for him to lose? Because if they lose, closer to the staff being changed. I mean, some of y'all are hardcore fans like that. Man. You say you always want them to win? Okay, so there go the link. There go the link. I clicked it in there. Y'all boys want to get involved. The stock market open Monday. So let me work on this. So what it is a live press conference when post game with us. We pull it. We're gonna pull. We'll pull the Zoom in here. I don't have. They haven't sent me the game. They haven't sent me the game stats yet. Man, I don't know what to say. Y'all want to see Mac Brown press conference or y'all want to see Manny press conference? Which one y'all want to see, dog? Huh? Y'all want to see Mac Brown or y'all want to see Manny? Huh? Which one y'all want to see? Mac Brown or y'all want to see Manny? Okay, so James Williams was great and terrible at the same time. James Williams was great and terrible at the same time. Let me explain something to y'all about James Williams. James Williams, very emotional player. Very emotional player. I known him since he was a kid. The kid saw his dad kill his mom. His dad is in prison. It's a lot of trauma, right? Now, I don't know. If you don't go get help for these things linger in life. You feel me? I once saw James losing at our 7-on-7 tournament, losing with DEF CON and losing on the coach. Start going off on the other coach, and I had to calm him down like, dog, chill. Those are those things, those emotions, those things that come out inside you that you're holding back, that you never really go get help for. You don't go get out and talk to anybody about the trauma and the PTSD of things that go to you in life. James is very emotional, dog. He's going to make mistakes. But he actually plays with fire. But this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. Pay attention to the fire that he plays with, the fire that Cam plays with, the fire that Leonard Taylor plays with. If you keep them in a losing environment like this, sometimes the losing environment wins. Just pay attention. Pay attention to them. Just keep paying attention to them game after game after game. I want y'all to pay attention to that. I want y'all to pay attention to that as we go forward. As we go forward, as we watch these game after game after game, I just want you guys to pay attention to that. Okay, so that's the Zoom. We got the Zoom up. That's the Zoom. But as we go forward, I want y'all to pay attention to those things. Let me keep checking to see if they send us the post-game notes. Miami know kind of halftime. All we got is the halftime notes. Halftime game notes for Miami. No post-game yet. Okay, so we got Carter. We got Carter up first. Give me a thumbs up if y'all can hear anything. Oh, we got Coach Manny Diaz. Can y'all hear?
That it's mental toughness, the resiliency, the courage that this team has. I've never been a part of it before.
Has Manny been crying?
And that's why my heart breaks, because we just can't find the play to get them the victory that, in my mind, they deserve. The pride I feel of being a part of this with these guys, the way they fight, I know the reward is coming. It is. It's just the way that it works. It's a play, and as coaches, we got to do it better. We got to find that play.
Many been
Because in 2 weeks, it's been about the same story. We certainly there are mistakes that we have to fix. There's mistakes as coaches that we're accountable to make sure that are fixed. But Tyler Van Dyke, what a performance! Unbelievable. First road start for a young guy like that.
Agree with that?
Everything they were throwing at him, so courageous. I mean, I could go on and on of guys just so impressed with. There's a good team in that locker room. There's a really good team in that locker room. We don't have a good record, and we are what our record says we are. I understand that, but there's a good team in there, and we stay the course. It's going to show. Questions?
Thank you, Coach. We'll start with Gary Furman from Catesburg. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, can you talk just about what happened at halftime? I mean, obviously everything was different in the second half.
Yeah,
You clearly made adjustments.
Any questions y'all want to ask?
Somehow got the kids to come out and play like every play was the last of their life, and everything. The effort was obviously noticeable. Can you just, expound a little bit on what went on at halftime?
I think we're just playing better. I mean, there may have been a thing or two we did differently, but we just felt some of the mistakes I know defensively that we're making in the first half. We were just, obviously the quarterback is special, and what he's doing with his legs was, certainly the difference for them. But we had to just stop helping him, and we made some personnel changes. I think that maybe helped us in the back end, and some younger guys in there playing more snaps, which seemed to make a difference. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, again, the mistakes we made in the first half gave us very little margin for error defensively.
Coach, we've got Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Manny, you mentioned the mistakes that were made in the first half. I guess how do you explain why those mistakes were happening? I guess what mistakes in your eyes were the most costly?
Well, like the first touchdown when they run power in the boundary, we're too wide on our fit. They got an RPO slant behind them. We have two defensive backs that, one's rolling down to beat the unblocked player, make the tackle. It was basically fit up the way that you fit it up all week, and we don't fit up the right way, and the ball runs past, your support. I mean, that's not hard. It's not a hard down football, and that we're responsible as coaches to make sure that plays like that, and then just they can't go for touchdown. Same thing on the third down, we go ball to number 11, which is what they're going to do. It can be a first down, it can't be a touchdown. Hard down, just angles, understanding. That's why sometimes, again, just making the adjustments of getting some different guys in there seem to pay dividends for us.
Coach, we've got Mandy Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Manny. Obviously, you guys have worked a lot on tackling, but today there were several instances where guys were leading with the shoulder and not wrapping, and it really cost you, obviously.
Two high-profile ones on the quarterback on Hal's a big, strong runner. Both ended up being touchdowns. Those are just gross errors. And we mentioned in halftime, you got to wrap his legs. You hit him high. He's a difficult guy to bring down, and his face even more so. So again, very disappointing for those plays to just be such obvious errors. And something that again, if you look at the second half, crucial plays, critical errors in the second half on a third down in the red zone, and we can't get the quarterback on the ground when basically we're designed to spill the QB draw to a spy to get him on the ground, and to not have that happen is very disappointing.
And I guess if I could, as a quick follow, just the drive there at the end, you guys obviously get within the 20-yard line. What was the play call? I know Tyler got picked, but what were you trying to do? What was he trying to do there?
He was throwing an RPO for a touchdown, and he got tipped at the line of scrimmage. So obviously, if the ball got tackled in play, we'd had to run our Mayday field goal unit out there, but we were trying to win the game right there.
Coach, we've got David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Y'all not giving me no good
Manny,
questions, man.
just with Tyler,
These better questions.
obviously upset at the end of that. Understandably, just how is he
Sean,
kind of
that's a
reacting?
good one. I may go with
Obviously,
that.
such a roller coaster game for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's like all of our guys. It's heartbreaking. The way they invest and the way this team is. Look, it's like college football. We're an imperfect team. There's a lot of imperfect teams in college football, but the one thing that this team has is it's got fight, and I think that sums up Tyler Van Dyke. That guy battles. Had to come back from throwing some interceptions. You're kind of you're in a high profile spot. When you make a mistake, everybody kind of notices. Missing some throws, which is what's going to happen. And that guy, you don't blink. The way he fought back and led us at the end. And everybody, I feel like this has been 2 weeks in a row. Everybody on our sideline knew that we were going to win the football game on the last drive, and somehow it didn't come off.
And I also want to ask you about James Williams. Obviously, a good game for him for the most part, but a couple 15-yard penalties there. It seemed like maybe he's obviously a young guy. What did you kind of say to him after that series? Where
You got to calm down because he's had a couple of the other games also. Obviously you can see he can impact the game, but like a lot of guys, you try too hard. Instead of just making the plays that are there, and a guy like James, the only way to get experience is by getting experience. When you play on the road in front of a crowd like this, and just the emotions of the game, and you got to learn how to manage it. You got to learn how to manage your emotions, and it's something that all guys learn. In their college career, he's just getting the baptism by fire.
Coach, last question for you is from Chris Stockton Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
And Coach, you touched on the
Good question,
decision on that at the end there. I guess thinking, that Tyler, young guy, 2 interceptions on the day, it seemed like a lot of passes were getting tipped at the line. I know it's different from the week before against Virginia, but why not play for the field goal at that point?
Oh.
Well, there were a couple differences.
I don't know
Number
if
one,
the hand was down or
block
he
was
took a
right.
hand up.
So a field goal would have been a chaotic situation to get the field because obviously we were out of timeouts. And it was in essence, it was the play that you want everybody to come up and stop the run and kind of just pop it over their head for an RPO. So Tyler just walking down the field. He just walking down the field twice. So to me, I'm putting our confidence in Tyler Van Dyke at that time seemed like a fantastic idea. And it was just one of those unfortunate things where a guy just got a hand up, and it's not just
I don't know.
unfortunate.
Nobody's hand raised
then
anymore.
it
Maybe
turns
he took my hand down. I don't know.
A match going for the ball that somehow, we could have just batted it down. We could have just knocked it down. And that's just the margin we're at. The ball's just laying on the ground. We're still out there playing right now in overtime. And it's just these are the breaks that are tough to stomach with a team that's battling like ours is. But if we keep that fight, the other stuff will come.
Coach Diaz, thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
I don't know. Sometimes the Zoom hand function stuff don't work right. I don't know what just happened. So I'm not sure who else we got coming in here, but they should be in here shortly. So yeah, Manny comes up. Manny looked like he was crying a little bit, huh? Shedding a little tears, man. How y'all feel about that? I think he's talking about the win. The win he deserved, not they deserve. He gonna cry in the car. Oh boy, wow. Yeah, man. Listen, man. But listen, it's tough. We see our boy Cam. I've been saying all year long, Cam not running hard. He's not running hard. Maybe he's thinking about the next level. Then his knee buckles. He out the game. Now what? Listen, man, it's a tough situation. Now just him and his family. He may be done for the season. The fans are gone. The crowd is gone. Is you, your family, and your dreams may have been shattered because you putting it on the line. It's a tough situation, dog. You know what I'm saying? As a coach and assistant, as a coach in a program, you have to create that leverage to where kids feel like they're going all out for you and your program at this level. Fuck the next level. But it seems as if that we're in. It seems as if we're in limbo. It seems.
Hey, Rooster, can you hear us?
We got Rooster.
Yes, sir.
Great. All right, guys, we're going to go right into questions for running back Jalen Knighton. Please use the hand raise function so we can get to everyone who has a question for Rooster.
Okay, we're going to try this again. Y'all got a question for Rooster?
And we'll start with Gary Furman from Canesport. Gary, go ahead.
What's up, Jalen? You obviously included the whole team just seemed to play with a whole nother level of urgency in the second half. So you guys started having some real success. Can you talk a little bit about what was going on amongst the players at halftime and what was behind the effort that you guys were putting forth out there?
The main thing for us as a team was we had to stick together. Stick together as a team. Don't never give up on one another. We first half we started off a little slow, but we know that us sticking together is gonna come out strong at the end. But it didn't end up with the result we wanted. But the main focus is stay together as a team, move on to the next.
And as a follow-up, Coach Diaz is talking about how you guys are just one play away from winning games, and they have to find the play and that sort of thing. Even though you guys are losing right now, do you feel like the team is going to be able to sustain that type of attitude moving forward here in the second half of the season?
Most definitely. One thing I know about all my teammates is we would never give up on a mission. I mean, we started off before the season. We had a goal. Stuff not going right. Stuff not going as planned. But the main thing, we got to finish off. We got to finish off strong. Stay together as a team. Push day by day. And at the end of the day, we'll get the result we want.
Rooster, we're going to go next to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
You guys obviously had some trouble running the football in the first half, but you were able to correct it in the third quarter. What was the big difference in your opinion?
Just trusting the line, just press the hole, get north and south, don't do nothing that we don't practice. We practice pressing the hole, that's what we have to do. And once I press the hole, just find a way and go. That was the main focus. I kept telling my whole line, I got them, and they tell me they got me. Now, me and Tyler was talking. Tyler, give it to me, Tyler. Let's not play. Give it to me, Tyler. And let's run the ball. That's how, that was focus.
Some of his players came off the pass.
Dylan, we got Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Hey, Jalen, how would you, I guess, explain why the offense got off to such a slow start, especially in that first quarter? Was it not going right for you guys?
I'd say as an offensive unit, we was trying to do too much. We was trying to create explosive plays. We
We're
was
trying to do too much and nothing be happening.
Let me think. We were trying to make explosive plays instead of just doing what the play was assigned to do. Like doing our assignment, we trying to make a play, and that's what we'll mess up on. We gotta sticking to the play, and once we stuck to the play, that everything will be successful.
Last two for you, Rooster. We're going to go to Brian London. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Rooster. Just wondering, you obviously bring a burst to the offense when you come on the field, and it seems like you have a lot of confidence. When you get out there, do you put pressure on yourself to try to make something happen, or is that just something that's naturally in your mindset?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in certain situations, I feel like I just need to make a play. Like, let me make a play. Like, let me do something different to make a play. But I figured out that it's not the way to go. Stick to the play, and press the hole, and then the play's gonna form. That's what we were doing all game.
Last one for you, Rooster. We got Daryl Streeter from FOOTBALLVILLE. Daryl, go ahead.
Rooster, how you doing? Hey, we've seen you make plays since the Fort Lauderdale Hurricanes. How does it feel to finally show the world and be back after a rough start this season? And how can you improve on it?
I mean, the main thing I do is try to stay humble. Focus on trying to improve better than what I was yesterday. When on TV, just do my assignment, and I know my athletic ability to guide me to the right way. So I stepped out today on the stage. Just stick to the plan, just run downhill, make the first man miss, and then get going. That's my main focus. That's what I do. That's my mindset when I get on the field.
Rooster, thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight, and we appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much. All y'all appreciate it.
I'm just happy to see the man show us what. Crazy, man. I'm just happy to see the man. Listen, man, I know the capabilities of some of these kids.
Ari, what's going on, man? Can you hear us?
You put them in position, they'll make a play for.
You got a question for defensive end, Tafari Harvey. Please use the hand raise function on Zoom.
I got a question for Tafari Harvey. Get at me.
So we can get to everyone. And Fari, we're going to start with Mandy Navarro from The Athletic. Mandy, go ahead.
Hey, Jafari, I guess first off, can you take us through the touchdown? Obviously, that was such a huge play, the pick that you made, and then I got a second question for you.
Crazy, dog.
Well, I just played my keys. Tiger tried to cut me, hit it back well, and then I seen I think it was like a bubble or something, and I just put my hand out there, tried to get the ball, took it up myself, and then ran full speed to the end zone.
And then the second part, obviously you guys have worked on tackling a ton, but there were some big moments tonight where guys were trying to lay shoulders and make big hits instead of wrapping up on Sam Howell. I guess, first of all, can you just talk about, what your focus is in practice as far as tackling and making that better? And then second of all, just how difficult it is to bring, Sam Howell down.
Well, we don't practice that at all, man, whatsoever. We got to do a better job of that. Continue with practice that every day in practice. And just, we know you got to wrap it up. We got to wrap people up. You got to do that in our heads. You can't just try to play a big hit. You got to wrap people up. You know that, but you got to do a better job of that. And then, he's pretty slippery, but like I said, you got to wrap people up. You got to do a way better job of that. That should the game for us.
All right, we're going to go to Gary Furman from Canesport. Gary, go ahead.
Talk to me. I got a question for Tafari Harvey, because I might say something weird.
Locker room at halftime and what went on amongst the players that got you guys refocused for the second half, and obviously the effort that you guys were playing with in the third and fourth quarter was quite evident.
We just came at halftime with the mindset that it's a 0-0 game. The game restart at halftime. You got to go in there, try to gel the team together. Go out there and fight. That's the only thing we can do when we're down like that.
All right, we got a couple more. We're going to go to Kobe Price for the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
It's as far, I kind of asked Jalen a similar question, but what wasn't working right in the first quarter, especially defensively? I think UNC scored on 7 of the 9 first drives of the game.
Well, it's really little things. A lot of little things you got to correct. That's what it is. Like a lot of little things, like position of the players. We got to be in the right spot. We got to do a better job wrapping up. Just really look at things.
Last one for you, Far. We're going to go to Chris Stockton inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Shit on me.
Just kind of curious your thoughts of where you guys are at right now. 2-4, just 0-2 in the conference. Just your thoughts on that and with where you guys are at right now.
You know what we have in the locker room. We have a great team. We just got to gel together, continue to work hard. Correct little things, and just we got to keep fighting, keep grinding, keep our head up, and go to every game like you got to dominate. So we really have to. We got to dominate the rest of the season.
All right, thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right. I mean, they all say the same thing, same sentiment. You know what I'm saying? They know what they got in the locker room. They got to keep fighting. They all on the same accord with that. I think they believe in each other, but are we going to make a bowl? Oh, gosh. Don, you say thank God Tate back next week, but what they gonna do with Tate? I don't think Sam Brooks played a snap. Who was wearing number 8 on the sideline tonight? That didn't look like Wiggins. Did anybody else see that? I didn't think our offense could score 42 points. Well, Jafari Harvey had 7 of those. Harvey had 7 of those. I haven't got the offensive stats emailed to me yet. Like Miami emails me a stat page. I haven't got that email, but let's go to ESPN. Man, that was a tough loss, dog. I mean, I'm one of those guys, those fans. I never want to see them lose. Purdue beats Iowa 24-7. Number two team in the nation goes down to 4-2 Purdue. Alabama is up 7-3 in the first. Did Virginia Tech beat Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh beat Virginia Tech? Pittsburgh beats Virginia Tech 28-7. Tyler Van Dyke, 20 for 45, 3 touchdowns. Oh, crap. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I had that all wrong. Tyler Van Dyke, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I kind of blacked out for a second there. I'm not sure what y'all looking at. Give me a thumbs up if y'all still in here with me. Kind of froze for a second there. I'm back. Boy, I left y'all for a second, huh? Kind of froze over here. It's not over yet. We still in here. Manny Navarro looking lost. I think that's David Wilson, Brian the Beast London. Not sure where he came from. He was gone for a minute. CBS Miami. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. So I'm back, dog. Like I am. Jerry Wilson say hire Gruden. They're not gonna hire Gruden, dog. We ain't built like that. We ain't built like that, dog. The Miami Hurricane, they aren't built like that, dog. They're not hiring Gruden. They ain't going out like that. That's not gonna happen. James Williams gonna fight. But like I said, I'm gonna talk to y'all about this before. Like James Williams, these young kids, they come in ready to play with fire. I want you to pay attention to them as the season goes. Some of them may keep it, they may lead us, they may inspire the team. But sometimes, like Tracy Howard say, a losing culture, if your boss keep putting you in the position to be a yard short, a play late, a dollar short, sometimes it knocks the fight right out of you. You know what I'm saying? And it not necessarily knocks it out of you. Sometimes you start thinking it's you because for 3 years, you done won all your life. You done been won all your life, been coach hard all your life. And now for 3 years, you can't tackle Sam Howell. And it wears it down sometimes.
Recording stopped.
We'll be joined by Tyler Van Dyke and Keontra Smith.
Y'all got some questions for Tyler Van Dyke?
So just hang tight.
Boys, they put the call in them. You feel like cursing. I'll do a little call-in show, man. We'll let y'all call in. 786. Y'all boys, wow. Y'all should know about hard. Y'all boys should know the number about hard by now. Right, Bostic. None of them came from losing programs. Right. Tracy Howard talked about it. When he got here, people used to party after losing. He hated that. Eventually, he started partying after losing. He wasn't taught that. He wasn't trained. That's not how he was raised. But you get here and you at the highest level of football and you realize, oh, this is something else. Like this ain't even that serious to some people. Like they here for business. They here lollygagging around. Oh, this is business. It's a little different than when we played and coach had us brainwashed that we can play for passion in high school and in youth football.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Keontra, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I'll let y'all call in after the interview.
Awesome,
Bro.
perfect. We're going to go right into questions, and we're going to start with Gary Furman. Gary, go ahead.
Hey, Keontra, can you talk a little bit about the effort that you guys played with in the second half? And what was the foundation of that? Was there conversation at halftime amongst players? Intensity was obviously apparent.
I would say that this team got a lot of fight, as you can see in the second half. And the conversation was that we still got a chance to win this game, which everybody knew. But at the end of the day, we just got to, eliminate all the other stuff, It just, it was a tough loss. And emotions are up there, but we just got to execute when it matters. And we got to keep that energy for the whole game, not just the second half. You know what I'm saying?
Keontra, we're going to go to Mandy Navarro next. Mandy, go ahead.
Hey, Keontra, even with a great effort at the end and coming back and having a chance to win, it feels like the same thing as beating you guys, and that's just bad tackling. It just keeps it costing you in important situations. Hey, Keontra, how do you guys get over that?
It's something we got to work on. And we've been working on it. The results just haven't shown yet. But when a team that works hard and fight hard like us, it's something got to give. You know what I'm saying? We work too hard for this stuff.
Before we got Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Hey, Keontra, sticking with the tackling, it seems like guys, especially when trying to tackle Sam Howell, we're trying to go with that big shoulder hit instead of wrapping up and trying to bring him down to the ground. I guess that's something that's practiced, or is that just a bad habit that you don't really understand? I guess got started.
Like I said, we've been working on this stuff, and we're still gonna work on it.
I got a question for you, Andrew.
Last one for you, K4, is Daryl Streeter from FOOTBALLVILLE. Daryl, go ahead.
Keontra, you had were you at some point were you actually shadowing Sam Howell? You had a lot of success with him.
Nah, well, that's just plays we run. It's formed in there on the our private practice. So it just went out there and did my job.
Awesome. K4, thanks for spending a few minutes.
Call me off guard with it. Y'all got a question for Tyler Van Dyke? Manny Navarro took my question. Shout out to Kyle, man. Y'all got a question for TVD, baby?
All right, guys. Last but not least, we have quarterback Tyler Van Dyke, and we'll go right into questions for Tyler. We're going to start with Mandy Navarro from The Athletic. Mandy, go ahead.
Hey, Tyler, I know it's another tough loss to swallow. You guys are right there in the red zone again with a chance to either win the game or tie it. Just emotionally, what have these 2 weeks been like for you? These last two games, and just can you take us through kind of that final drive?
Nah, the funk. I ain't trying not to step on nobody's toes. I don't practice for these questions. It's nothing like that. I ain't really have one. I'll be asking y'all what y'all want to ask. What y'all want to ask? You got a question for TVD? What you want to ask?
Yeah.
Don't nobody do it like this. Y'all got an opportunity.
We stay together. We stick together throughout the whole game. Even when we were down, we had the last shot on them. We had it. We had them. It was an unfortunate break. So.
Tyler, we're going to go to Chris Stockton inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Tyler, just a few things. I'm curious what you saw in the final play. It seemed like a third down, and can you just walk us through that play there? And then also to just the first half, what was going wrong for you and the offense?
Yeah, the last play, we had RPO calls. The Randall came open underneath on the.
Shout out to Cal.
Buzz got tipped. It was an unfortunate break, so really can't do nothing about it. They just made a hell of a play. So, and I said we just got to get started faster. We got to get going. We got going in the first half. We put up 60, 70 points on that. So I mean, we just have to learn from the experience and just keep working. So.
Tyler, Susan Miller-Degnan from the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Tyler. Do you feel like, Manny, that you guys are due? You're due for something good to happen. And what has the locker room been like?
Yeah, I mean, we're just a couple plays away from winning both of those games, you know. So, in the locker room, yeah, we're gonna be tighter than ever. We all love each other. We're all brothers.
That question, Kyle, what that question?
So
ask him, is he
this
more
team will keep
comfortable?
fighting, as you saw at the end of the game. We just have to start faster, get things going, and begin the game, put ourselves in those types of situations. So.
Few more for you, Tyler. We're gonna go first to Kobe Price at the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
It's similar to the game against Virginia. You personally seem a little, at least from my perspective, you seemed a little unsettled with some of your throws. I guess what either was it Manny or Red say at halftime, I guess, kind of settle you down. What did you tell yourself maybe? And I guess what do you need to do to maybe be more settled to start the game off?
Yeah, at the beginning of the game, first two throws. Honestly, just didn't finish to my throw. Had them both there.
Ask TVD about his success on the scramble plays. Somebody put that question, make that question a better
question. We're gonna
question.
keep working.
Ask TVD about his success
they
on the
just told me
scramble
to
plays.
calm down and just be yourself. I do it in practice every day. I've proven it, so why not just come out here and just do it on the field? So in your game situation.
Last two, Tyler. We're gonna go first to Brian London. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Tyler.
Brian the Beast London.
You just talked about
That's Brian the Beast London.
amount of knowledge you've gained starting the last two games and how game action prepares you differently or gives you a wealth of knowledge that's different than taking all those reps in practice.
Yeah, it's definitely practice in game situations is totally different. Yeah, but I've really learned a lot the last two games. Disguises, their coverages, when they blitz, when they don't. So I feel like I'm really starting to settle down, be more comfortable. And it took me a little bit of time in this game too. But once I get that right, we just start having a fast start, getting right at points right out the gate, and I believe in that team. So.
Last one for you, Tyler. We're gonna go to Gary Furman from King Sport. Gary, go ahead.
Shit on me.
Hey, Tyler, can you do me a favor? And I know you talked about it a few minutes ago. Can you kind of decode that final play a little bit more for us? Just, you know, I mean, I heard some of the terms you were using and they were
Hand not raised. I don't know what's going on.
Way beyond my comprehension for sure. Can you, it was an RPO. Who did you see? Were they open? Were you know, when you released the ball?
Yeah, so we have a two receiver formation on the right side. The slot has just a clear out seam. And then Rambo, who's on the outside, and then 5-step bang underneath. It was there. Ball just got tipped. It was unfortunate. You know, so it's football. I mean, stuff like that happens, you know, so.
Who was the pass intended for?
Rambo.
Okay. And he started out on the right side?
Yes, sir.
And he was cutting across the middle?
It's too late, though.
Yes, sir.
I think sometimes they want to get the kids from up.
Tyler, thanks for spending a few minutes with us tonight, and we'll talk to you soon.
I think sometimes they want to get the kids from up.
Recording stop.
Especially when the losses like that. You gotta imagine what Tyler going through right now. That's 2 in a row. The last one wasn't on him, but this one was. That's like kind of like one of the worst ways to lose a game, bro. Like you got a field goal, you get a touchdown. There's 1,000 things that can happen. The last thing that want to happen is an interception from a tip ball. So I mean, sometimes I think they just want to get the kids out of here, man. It's not a huge deal for me. Like my business doesn't. I don't have a boss. My business doesn't fall on whether I ask them a question or not. I get on here and I kind of do this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can be interactive with it. And I don't know if y'all appreciate it or not. I mean, it's just something y'all don't get that anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Rambo was eating them boys alive today. He couldn't guard Rambo. But yeah, man. So 786-405-9499. Y'all want to call in? A couple people want to call in. Give me a call. 786-405. 786-405-9499. Oh, nah, I mean, I could take a joke. It's all good. I mean, I wasn't serious. I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't know if y'all appreciate it. I mean, I'm just saying that's my creativity. I get on here and do this for y'all. Like, I don't know if y'all think about it or you know what I'm saying. I don't know anybody else that does it. Everybody else probably afraid to do it. They don't have the freedom to do it. Probably, to be honest with you. So nah, I mean it is what it is, man. Listen, man, a tough loss. I'm waiting for them to email out. Let me see. You got to call in. Let me see. What's going on, bro? Who we got on the phone, man? Who we got on the phone, bro? You got to turn me down in the background. What's going on, man? You live, dog.
I turned you down.
Talk to me, bro.
Hey, man. Think about a loss like this, man. If everybody remember the last thing they saw, but for like, what, 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters, man, it was a lot of trash out there, man.
Right.
Like, young boys that can play, and they was, man, if they was in another system on both sides of the ball, like, we got some all-stars, but everybody just gonna remember the comeback and all that shit, man. That's what kind of pissing y'all. That's what kind of Dave make the job. If we would just finished out the game the same way, that man probably would have got fired after this game.
So you wanted to see you want to see us get blowed out, or you one of those supporters?
Hey, look, Street, as a fan, you can't root against your team. You can't root for them to lose.
Right.
Probably her clapping and screaming and all that shit too. But it's like, if we gonna lose, I would have rather got our doors blown off so we could just get this shit over with and go ahead and start over. Because this shit just getting worse and worse if you ask me. Like people always say, what's the point of doing it in the middle of the season? You know what I mean? But, bro, you see it. It get worse and worse.
I think, yeah, bro. Like, I was about to ask Jafari Harvey, you were the offense in the first quarter. Did you know you were going to have to go both ways today? Because nothing happens with our offense in the first quarter. Somebody say who this is on the phone. I think this is Kyle Branch. It's Kyle Branch on the phone. One of the FOOTBALLVILLE supporters. Nothing happens with the offense in the first half, though. First quarter, nothing happens. Listen, man, somebody has to get Lashley in the corner. I was going to ask Manny that too. I didn't get a chance to ask Manny. Like, nothing happens with the offense at the beginning of the game. That's part of why we're in the hole. How do we fix that? You and Lashley need to go out back or something? Like, bro, listen. It's the reason why we always in the hole, because our offense doesn't do a thing. I hate to see Cam go down, because I was saying that, hey, man, Cam ain't running. I think Cam thinking about the league. His knee buckles. I don't know if he's okay. I don't know what's going on with him. But that's one thing I hated to see. I got some friends, though, Cal, man. They like, man, listen, man, I want to get us blowed out. Get us blowed out. That'll get Manny out of here. Firing Manny ain't the problem.
Right.
It's not. Firing Manny is not it will not fix the issue that's going on at Miami. Those recruiting numbers, those NFL numbers show us that the school has shot itself in the foot the last 3 to 4 hires. And the budget, maybe the budget isn't enough when you start hiring assistant coaches, because they are failing when it comes to that.
I think, like, on that point, you brought up 3 things that I want to talk about. Like, on that point right there, sometimes you can win despite of certain circumstances. Like, if you look at the Marlins, how the Marlins got those 2 championships with ownership that they didn't want to spend. Like, Hazinga spent the first time and they won or whatever, but then despite that, they came and they won again.
Right.
So they had a fundamental issue, but you had a coach and some players that was good enough to overcome that. So I get the whole Blake James and Julio Frank, whatever, but you can have guys just like Jimmy Johnson came in and won, despite, what I'm saying, guys not wanting to really spend the money.
The guy before Jimmy Johnson too, right? He did it first.
Right, so that's why I'm really high on let's get Manny out of here. Out of all things, we just got to get him out of here because, like you said, you look at the numbers that we got, bro. We can overcome this, even though we treat the football team like shit.
Right.
Because we got some talent, in our area
right.
that's not being cultivated properly. And
right.
we do have some good assistance on that. At least by resume. T-Rob, what I'm saying, got a resume, but he ain't let T-Rob do what T-Rob do. So, last year was probably a bad hire. But this staff as a whole, they follow Manny. And if you saw that play, you saw UNC's last play, and they did that stupid ass draw with Sam Howell. And Matt Brown got into his offensive coordinator's ass. Manny just be sitting there clapping when we do stupid shit like that.
Yeah. I think part of that is Kyle. You know what, Kyle? I think part of that is his inexperience as a head coach, bro. We can't forget we're hiring babies to coach our team. Listen, man, I think this is as I sit here and listen to you talk, I started thinking about how deep this has to be when it comes to us having the talent and can't do simple things like win the Coastal. How deep it has to be when it comes to the administration and what's going on with hiring a head coach, the money that he has to hire assistant coaches, what they're allowing him to do, what they're not allowing him to do. Bro, listen, it appears because you're saying that if Manny get fired, Miami might get lucky and hire the right guy, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Get lucky, hire the right guy. He come in here and he set it up. I think Al Golden had a chance. You see what his players did after he left. So my question is, what is going on at Miami in the administration side, right? Or either with the money to hire assistant coaches, or just in the business side, that it's not working. like it's not working. Like, look at our coaching staff. We got a coaching staff full of babies. We got a bunch of money on the books we ain't spent.
I mean, I feel you on the money part, but I feel like this, and I think it was Marvin and Don, and we were talking about this one time, and he was saying something about who you gonna hire, who you gonna spend, whatever. But coaching ain't that, how to put it, finding a coach, I'm not gonna say it ain't that difficult, but you don't always have to go after these big money guys. If you know what the fuck you looking at, you can find a guy, and that's the problem. Like I said it today in a joking manner inside the group meet that the NCAA should start requiring them to have a sports president for each school to participate in NCAA sports.
Right.
Because if you got, let's say Jerry Jones was here as that guy. Jerry Jones will not sit here and look at this shit and be like, it's all right. But a guy like Julio Frank, he don't give a goddamn. He want to go to a wine and cheese party. He don't want to watch football. And if you got anybody with common sense that know a little bit about football, you can look and say, well, nah, this don't look right. This ain't how it should be. And every owner in the NFL, don't know much about football. Let me get that. But they got money so they can do what they want to do.
Right.
But in this round, you need to have somebody over here to say, no, this just don't look right. Because if you got a guy that knows something, you can know when the coach is being stubborn. Like, I would have went to Al Golden and said, bro, you got some good assistants in place, you got some good recruits, things are going well, you have got to get rid of the Navarro, you have got to. Oh, and maybe that's what they did.
And maybe, you know what? That's probably what they did. The same thing that happened with Martin Ray. Listen, bro, either you get offensive coordinator or you got to get out of here. It's probably what happened. But you got to ask yourself, why are coaches stubborn? You know why they probably stubborn? Because our life experiences is what shape us. Because maybe they had a motherfucker over them one time who didn't know shit about football and was trying to tell them what to do. You feel me?
Yeah.
Our life experiences shape us. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I know for a fact by the University of Miami. We have hired 4 out of the last 5 coaches did not go on to be a head coach anywhere else.
Yeah.
We're out recruiting everybody in the Coastal the last 15 years. We are number 1 The last 5 years, 28 kids in the NFL. We are number 1 in the ACC in putting kids in the NFL. The only thing not happening with those kids, we're not winning.
Right. But you have a coach where you hear him say, we need to recruit better. But bro, if I give you this sheet and say, bro, you out recruiting everybody you lose it to.
So let's, yeah, right.
Doesn't hire you as an AD or president. That shit is all right.
So I started talking about this stuff, and then 247 comes out with the sheet that says, okay, in the ACC, who has the highest? They did it by stars because their thing is stars. You saw the sheet, right? Yeah. It was Clemson, and right behind Clemson was Miami with the most highly rated recruits. We had the most 5 stars, the second most 5 stars, second most 4 stars. When Manny says that, I think he's talking to incoming recruits, because basically you say that and you get a Shamar Stewart because he thinks he can come in and play. But when you say that, you're saying F the current kids that we have.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think I talked to you about that before. It may be a selling point for recruits. But at the same time, I kind of believe that it may not be. I kind of believe that he may actually believe that he has to get more talent. And me, personally, there are coaches like that. I would not hire a coach that just believes more talent is the answer.
Bro, listen. Yeah. Go ahead.
Egotistical enough to say that my scheme is going to get this shit done. And he got that ego, but it's backwards. He's like, my scheme can work. When you see the shit ain't even working. So he's like, nah, you got to do that.
If he believes that, if he believes that and he hasn't looked at those numbers that I just talked about, and thanks for calling in, bro. I'm finna get out of here, man. I'm gonna go holler at the boy Coach Hayes. If he believes that and he hasn't looked at those numbers that I brought up and I can find those numbers, then we fucked anyway. Man, listen, man. Y'all make sure y'all want to get involved with investing, man. Check us out. The number is right there in the pinned in the chat. 786-405-9499, or click the link. It'll get you going, man. I'm just trying to get you guys on the same page with us. We got the course started. We out here getting money and doing something different with our money that I think everybody needs to learn. I'm about to get out of here, man, and go jump on with Coach Hayes, bro. I appreciate y'all. Come see us over there, man.